If we look at this planet, any person who has done something in their life has gone through many events that were either a direct or indirect reason for the achievement they made. The difference between you, yes, you, and that person, in terms of abilities, is actually very small. 90% of average people on this planet, if they start training and keep going for a year, will end up with a nice body. 90% of average people, if they start working with a computer and keep at it for 5 years without stopping, will end up making a living, or at least be financially above average. And yet, not 90% of people have a nice body. Not 90% of people are well off financially. Why? If you try to think about it, or search for the answer, you'll find that it's discipline. Not everyone is able to do what needs to be done. But why? After all, we are all human beings. If you took your brain and compared it to Spinoza's brain, you'd find that you both have the same kind of brain. So why can one person be successful and disciplined, and another person can't? Why can't you commit to doing what you know you should be doing? The author of The Story of Civilization says, many heroes of history were ordinary people with ordinary abilities, but they found themselves in the right place at the right time. This idea, even though it sounds a bit shallow, had a big impact on the way I used to see life. I always used to see people who made history and went far as people who were disciplined, intelligent, hardworking, and highly capable. But in reality, when you really look, you'll see that the right time and place played a huge role. Take Ibn Khaldun, for example. If he wasn't born into a noble and educated family, if he hadn't met scholars and philosophers in his era who influenced his worldview, if he hadn't come to Morocco, if he hadn't gone through his period of isolation, he wouldn't have ended up writing the Muqaddimah, a book that had a huge impact on politics and sociology, especially in Arab countries. Nelson Mandela, if he hadn't lived in a village where he was influenced by African culture and Western education, if he hadn't gone to prison, he wouldn't have ended up ruling South Africa and leading it to where it is today. From all of this, we can conclude one equation. You plus your environment equals your achievements. Imagine you are Einstein. With abilities, 10 out of 10. There's no one like you. But your environment has nothing to offer. It's below 0. That means the value of your environment is negative, so your result will be 0. You will accomplish nothing in your life. In other words, intelligent person plus bad environment equals bad results. Average person plus good environment equals good results. Average person plus average environment equals average results. Average person plus bad environment equals results. Not worth mentioning. I know I'm messing a bit with the equation here. But the point is that the environment plays an incredible role in your life. But if time and place are things that are out of our control, how can we change them? How can we improve our environment? Let's take a little trip inside your brain and see how it works. To reach any goal you have, it doesn't matter what it is. Maybe a nice body by the end of the year, a certain amount of money, whatever. The important thing is, you have a goal. To get to that goal, you need to go through a certain path. We already talked about this in the previous video. Now, to go down that path and reach the goal, you will need to make a series of decisions. Get up and go train. Get up and go work. Get up and so on. Let's pause here and see how your brain makes decisions. The part of the brain responsible for decision-making follows a certain rule. The action has to be fun and easy. For example, you feel thirsty, you open the fridge, and you see a bottle of Coke and a bottle of water. You'll go for the Coke, because soda is tastier and more enjoyable than water. Or, if you have to choose between going to the gym or staying at home watching a movie, you'll choose to stay home and watch a movie. Why? Because lying in bed is easier than working out. Now, going back to your goal. To reach it, you have to go down a path and make many decisions. The problem with these decisions is that they are often hard and not fun. Plus, they are mixed with easy and fun decisions. For example, you want to study and get a high score in the exam. Every day, you need to decide to study. And also decide not to pick up your phone and start scrolling, not to sit and watch a movie or series, and so on. To make the hard decision instead of the easy one, you rely on something else in your brain called willpower. Willpower is like a battery. Here's an example. You want to improve your diet and start eating healthy. You wake up in the morning, go to the kitchen, and find harsha semolina bread and olive oil. Your brain wants the more enjoyable thing, the harsha, but you say no, I'll eat the olive oil. What did you just do? You went against your natural cravings. That means you used your willpower battery. Later, your friend pulls out some cookies and starts eating. He offers you one. Your brain says, I'm hungry, and that looks delicious. But you remember your commitment to healthy eating and say no. Again, you draw energy from your willpower battery. A little later, you get thirsty, open the fridge, and find soda and water. You choose water. More battery drained. When dinner comes, you have two choices. Cook a healthy meal, or go to the snack bar next to your house for a taco. Cooking is hard and not enjoyable. Eating out is easy and enjoyable. But you're committed to healthy eating, so you try to cook. You reach for the battery again, but now the battery is empty. You no longer have the energy to make the hard choice, so you go out and eat fast food. This is the chaos that happens to you every day, whether it's with studying, working, or anything else. Every hard decision you make drains your brain's battery, and that battery eventually runs out. So what's the solution? Willpower is a very weak muscle. No matter how hard you work, there are limits to what it can achieve each day. From the moment you wake up, you're faced with many decisions and constant temptations. Trying to build the life you want, relying only on willpower, is almost guaranteed to fail. This is not your fault. The key is to create an environment that forces you to become the person you want to be. When I read this paragraph in the book, Willpower Doesn't Work, I realized this was the key to getting what I want without getting lost halfway through. Willpower is too weak to depend on. Let's go back to the earlier example. You want to organize your eating habits. Imagine you wake up in the morning, go to the kitchen, and find nothing. No harsha, nothing unhealthy, only olive oil. You'll eat it because that's what's there, and you wouldn't even think about the harsha. Imagine your friend never offered you those cookies. You wouldn't have needed willpower to refuse them. Imagine you open the fridge, and there's no soda. You wouldn't have needed willpower to choose water. And at dinner time, you have two options. Cook or go out for a taco. Cooking is harder, but this time your battery is full, so you have the strength to resist the taco and cook your healthy meal. Your environment is a hidden force that shapes and guides you. So, what's the method to create this environment? What's the strategy for building it? First thing, you must know your goal so you can shape your environment based on it. Someone who wants to lose weight will have a different environment than someone who wants to gain weight. Someone who wants to start reading books will have a different environment than someone studying for an exam. Every goal has its own environment. Why am I telling you to set a goal? Because I want you to be aware of your actions and your environment. Look, I could come to you and start giving you tips like, remove this or do that. But if you're not aware of why you're doing it, you'll just follow it for a short while and then stop. The truth is, change comes after self-awareness. You are the one who should build your environment, not me giving you random instructions. Please listen carefully. What you'll learn from me will take you 10 minutes of your time, but it will stay with you for life. Once again, the basic principle. Your environment plays a big role in your life. If your house is full of junk food, if you have a PlayStation, if your PC is full of games, if your fridge always has soda, it will be very hard, almost impossible, to stop yourself from indulging. But if your house only has healthy food, if there are no games, if you've deleted social media from your phone, it will be easy to stick to a healthy, productive lifestyle. So here's the golden rule of building your environment. Make good habits easy and bad habits hard. It might sound obvious or simple, but it's powerful. Example, you usually watch TV before bed, but you want to replace that habit with reading a book. Step 1. Make the good habit easy. Keep the book next to your bed. Step 2. Make the bad habit hard. Remove the batteries from the remote. Next time you want to watch TV at night, you'll find the remote doesn't work. To fix it, you'd have to go out to the store for batteries. And that's a hard decision. Your brain prefers easy and enjoyable things, so you'll probably just pick up the book instead, without even using willpower. But is that all you need to know? No. It's not that simple, but it's not that hard either. You need to combine everything we've talked about and build your life around it. See life and your behavior like a game where you play with willpower and environment. From now on, whenever you want to do something, try to avoid relying on willpower. Example, you're addicted to street food. Don't just say I won't eat street food and go out. Instead, ask, how can I stop myself from eating it without using willpower? Maybe the answer is, don't carry extra money with you. Take only what you need for your planned purchases. Want to smoke less? Don't buy a whole pack thinking you'll smoke just a little. Take only a small amount of money with you so you can't buy more. Want to study? Keep your phone next to you, put it in another room, so it's harder to grab. Or delete social media and games from it entirely. Want to start working out? Join a gym close to your home. Keep removing obstacles to good habits and adding obstacles to bad ones. This is not a one-time action. It's a lifestyle. People have quit smoking just by doing this. People have started going to the gym just by doing this. Before ending this video, let me pause. If you want to know how to put your life on paper, if you want to know how to build your life, if you want to build new habits that will benefit you, whether it's reading books, working out, quitting smoking, or anything else. If you hate the situation you're in right now, I can tell you with full confidence, I have the solution. I've created a course. I talked about it in the last video. In it, I explain exactly how your brain works. We go step by step. You'll understand yourself. And in every video, I give you an exercise to do. You take notes and start writing your life down on paper. You see exactly what you need to do to build the life you deserve. People who joined this course have made huge changes. I can post their results on YouTube because they want to get enough views. YouTube prefers a certain type of content. In this course, I explain freely without being tied to the YouTube algorithm. The price is symbolic compared to the effort and knowledge it took me years to gain. If you join now, in a month you'll be shocked by yourself. In 3 months, the people around you will be shocked by you. I also made this course to help me keep going with my channel. Because if you've been following me for a while, you know I don't do sponsorships. You'll never see me advertising gambling sites or shady trading companies. Even though I get offers, I refuse because I don't want to be the reason you waste your money on something that could ruin your life. If I'm going to be the reason you invest in something, I want it to be something that truly benefits you. The link to the course is psychologist.com. You'll find it in the description. We'll meet there. Anyway, back to our topic. You are the product of your environment. If you know how to change it, you can change yourself. Wait, where are you going? There's a word I repeat a lot in these videos. It seems like something important. But what's the plan for it, and how can we increase it? Let's leave that for another video.